Hi guys, as usual it's me, just a voiceover, and you're watching Review Machines. The other day I was having a walk enjoying the forest and looking through AliExpress in search of something interesting. And suddenly a genius idea flashed across my mind. We'll make a grand battle. The technologies of the past versus new era. Combustion engine or electric one. But first of all, let's choose the competitors. I chose this variant. It's quite affordable but powerful bike, with 500 watts 48 volts motor and 12 ampere-hours battery. It has a foldable frame and many additional accessories come complete with the bike. For the motorized bike, we chose the simplest and cheapest regular bicycle and bought the Chinese tiny motor for it, again on AliExpress. Here it is. FD50 engine, very cheap but quite popular according to the amount of orders. The total price of the bike and the motor is less than the price of electric bike, but I think they have approximately the same specs. And finally we got them both. Here they are, the representatives of different epochs, different ideologies. Combustion engine versus electric one, gas or electricity, advanced techs or old school. Today we will try to find out if combustion engine is already out of date, or it is still can compete with new trends. Anyway, I'll place all the links to these bikes and parts in description, so you can learn more about them. By the way, we started to shoot this video sometime earlier, but a certain incident took place then. We smashed the handle of electric bike. So we needed some time to find new handle, and only after that we could proceed the shootings. But now everything is ready to start the competition, and we start with one of the most important characteristics of any bicycle – its weight. Let's weigh our bikes. Firstly I weigh myself, the result is 86 kilos. Then I take electric bike on my hands, and the total result is 112 kilos. So the bike itself weighs slightly less than 27 kilos. And now I weigh the motorbike, and its weight is approximately the same, 28 kilos. As we can see, we have almost the same result regarding the weight. But what about the rest? Now let's have a closer look at our bikes, and we start with the electric one. First of all, we see quite a curious name of the bike. Let me spell it. Smlro, or something like that. Then I should mention a good paint quality. I think it's a powder paint, and it looks nice. By the way, all the pictures are painted. It's not stickers. The frame is foldable. Many people say it's a very serious drawback, and maybe there is something in what they say. But on the other hand, we have a very significant advantage. The bike may be placed in a trunk of regular car, and that cuts much ice for me. There is a 500 watts brushless electric motor. Sprockets and other gears are cheap Shimano. The pedals are also foldable. Good quality tires Kenda. Also we see here front and rear suspension, but I think they are also cheap. The lithium battery is 48 volts and 12 ampere hours. It's mounted on the handlebar in a special bag. It's a handy thing, cause it's easy to take for charging. There are numerous devices on the handlebar, standard buttons and handles, a computer with a good big display, the holder for a phone, and throttle handle with battery indicator. Also we have a manual, but if you don't know Chinese, I think it's not very usable. But we have a pile of various presents. The pump, the anti-theft cable, the case, and even a raincoat. Not my size actually, but that will do. Now let's have a look at the motorbike. This project is based on the cheapest bicycle and tiny Chinese engine F50. In fact, any bike may be used with this type of frame. The displacement of the engine is 48 cubic centimeters. Then there is additional chain drive with a big sprocket on the rear wheel. Also there is a fuel tank mounted on the frame and throttle handle. In general, it's all the kit to convert any bike in a motorized version. It's not a complicated procedure, and it's possible to do it yourself. It will take several hours and some simple tools. And as a result, we have a real motorbike with this awesome basket. Well, let's have a ride. To start the engine, we need to move with the pedals and then release the clutch. Guys, it's the awesome bike. We've tested numerous expensive machines, but this cheapest thing gives you even more fun. The engine coughs, jerks and it smells, but it's so great pleasure to ride it. But frankly speaking, I didn't enjoy it for the long time. Suddenly the pedal turned off. Well, while we are getting it back, let's try the electric bike. Yes, it feels so different, as if we moved to the future with advanced technologies. Silent and powerful bike, smooth riding. Regarding this certain bike, I can't say nothing bad so far. Nothing is trembling and dangling, all the gears work well. Even the brakes don't squeak, nice feature for the Chinese bike. Now I think it's time to find out what is better, motorbike or electric one. Firstly, let's do some drag racing for a classic quarter. We see that a motorbike can't start moving by the engine, it's necessary to help it with pedals. Electric bike starts easily, only with a motor and takes the lead. But then the motorbike speeds up and overtakes his opponent. In fact, the maximum speed of the electric bike is 42 km per hour, and motorbike is 45. But we should take into account that a motorbike doesn't have any gearbox, and the engine starts properly work only at the speed 20 km per hour. But the most serious difference we can see in this episode. Riding a motorbike means that you may disturb other people. Yes, firstly the sound of the engine may give you a lot of fun, but then it starts seriously annoying. Besides it smells of gases, there is serious vibration on the frame, and it's forbidden to move in city parks on a motorbike. And another thing, as we know, the gas engine works at least at 20 km per hour speed, so it's very hard to ride a motorbike in a forest, where such speed is quite dangerous. That is why we test only electric bike here, and you may really enjoy riding it in such conditions. Let's get back to the asphalt. And it's interesting to check the maximum speed on electric bike when the battery has only 50% of charge. Almost 38 km per hour. Not bad, taking into account 42 with a full battery. As to the range, unfortunately we didn't have enough time to test it, but the other day we did such a test with a similar electric bike, but with less battery, 10 ampere-hours, and the result was 37 km. In this way this bike may show, I think, significantly more than 40 km. Well, who is the winner today? To my mind, it's an electric version. It's much simpler and way more comfortable. Doesn't need gas and oil, street legal and so on. But on the other hand, it has limited range and it's twice more expensive than the motorbike. And it's very interesting to know what you think. Please post your comments who is the winner today. Thanks for watching, guys. Consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. It will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.